Hi, this is Travis with Two Brothers Adventures. Today we're going to be talking about 11 neck knives and 1 credit card knife from the Crawford Knife Company. The Crawford Knife Company is a family-owned business out of Arkansas run by Pat and Wes Crawford. They've been in the business of making and designing custom handmade knives for the last 35 years. We're going to talk about these 11 neck knives and the 1 credit card knife, and we're going to go into details of each one.
All right, the first thing we want to talk about is the steel that the knives are made out of. We have 3 that are made out of titanium. The rest are all made out of S30V steel. Now, S30V steel was primarily developed for the cutlery industry. It contains very high amounts of carbon and vanadium, and this gives the steel good corrosion resistance and a superior edge holding ability. Some people feel that S30V is the best knife steel for blades available today. Now, titanium has advantages that it's light, strong, and rust resistant, but the disadvantages to titanium is that it won't hold an edge like steel. It sharpens just like regular steel, but it won't hold an edge as long. But it is resistant to rust and other harsh chemicals like acid and things like that won't affect the titanium. All of the S30V steel knives are finished with a DLC non-reflective finish. The titaniums are finished with a anodized finish that makes them turn kind of a bluish purple. Okay, the next thing we want to discuss real quick is the Kydex sheaths that come with these neck knives. We have various different kind of Kydex sheaths. The first one is simply a Kydex sheath with a J-hook. It has an ambidextrous J-hook that can be moved to the opposite side. That's to hook under your belt, and for inside the waistband carry, that keeps the knife secure when you draw it, keeps the sheath inside your pants. All of the sheaths also have neck knife options for either horizontal or vertical carry. They all come with a stainless steel neck chain. The other type of Kydex sheath also has a J-hook, also has the neck knife chain holes, but it comes with this belt clip. And this belt clip attaches through these additional 2 holes here, and it can go in this configuration, this ambidextrous. It can go on either side. That allows you to carry it in a horizontal fashion on your belt outside the pants. The rest of the neck knives just simply have a Kydex sheath that go with a stainless steel neck chain, various different holes so you can carry it in different configurations. We picked this one to show you as an example just because this is the Jewellery knife that's a little fancier, and it comes with a little fancier Kydex sheath. As you can see there, it's kind of a textured printed pattern. The credit card carabit knife comes with a unique sheath that's all its own. It just covers the blade portion, and actually what this is designed to do is to put in your pocket and tie this off onto a belt loop. You can actually reach into your pocket, grab this, and then just draw it out, and it'll pull the sheath off. So it's a rapid deployment type of Kydex sheath. So that's the kind of Kydex sheaths that come with these neck knives. We'll go over each one a little bit more detail and show you which sheath comes with each knife as we go through them. This is the drop point neck knife. This knife right now retails for $135. It has a blade length of 2.5 inches. Overall, it's 6 inches long. The knife itself weighs 1.6 ounces. In neck knife configuration with the chain and sheath, it weighs 2.5 ounces. The knife has a drop point blade, hence the name. It has jimping in the thumb area, has a cutout for the first finger and a cutout for the next 2 fingers. The holes in the handle serve 2 purposes. They lighten the knife as well as give you an additional gripping surface. There's a really well located hole right here that's designed to put a lanyard on it if you'd like. This knife feels very good in the hand and fits really nice. It comes with a Kydex sheath that can be used for neck knife carry. It comes with a stainless steel chain. This is one of Crawford's first neck knife designs, and it's still one of their best sellers. This is popular due to its utility shape and small size and economical price. It's a great all-around utility and self-defense knife, and its size makes it easy to carry and to conceal. This is a great knife for everyday cutting jobs and will double as an emergency hunting knife if you need it to. This is the Casper neck knife. Current retail value at this time on this knife is $160. Has a blade length of 3 inches. Overall, it's 7.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 3.2 ounces. With the sheath in the neck knife configuration with the chain is 4.4 ounces. Now, this knife, some of the features is it has jimping for the thumb, has a cutout for the first finger, and then it has this unique cutout for your other 3 fingers. And what this is designed to do is lock it into your hand so that it can't be pulled out of your hand. This knife also has the holes in the handle to lighten it and give you an additional gripping surface. It has a well-placed hole here for a lanyard if you so desire to put one on. It also has a false edge that goes almost all the way to the back of the blade for penetration capabilities. This knife comes with the J-hook sheath. It can also be worn with the included stainless steel chain as a neck knife. This knife was designed by Pat and Wes Crawford after their Bob Casper combat folding knife design. This is a very good large neck knife that was originally designed for self-defense, but it's turned out to be a great all-around knife. This is the titanium Casper neck knife. Retail price on this knife right now is $250. Has a blade length of 3 inches. Overall, it's 7.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 1.8 ounces. In neck knife configuration with the sheath and chain, it weighs 3 ounces. Now this is the exact same knife as the Casper made out of steel, but you get a 1.4 ounce savings in weight. Now this knife has jimping in the thumb area. It also has a cutout here for the first finger. Has a unique cutout here that was designed to lock the other 3 fingers in a nice grip so that this knife can't be pulled out of your hand. It has holes in the handle that serve 2 purposes. It's to lighten the knife as well as to give you an additional gripping surface. It also has a well-placed hole right here if you want to put a lanyard on it. This knife also has a false edge. It goes almost the full length of the blade for penetrating. It comes with a J-hook sheath as well as holes to go with the stainless steel chain for neck knife carry. Now this knife was designed also after the Bob Casper combat folding knife. It's a good large neck knife, the same as the Casper knife, but the advantages to this is that it's made out of the titanium. You get the weight savings, you get the rust protection, it's impervious to harsh chemicals and acid. This blade won't rust. The disadvantages to the titanium is that it won't hold an edge like steel. It sharpens like steel, but it won't hold an edge quite as long. This is the Casper Cutter neck knife. This knife currently retails for $155. Has a blade length of 3¼ inches. Overall, it's 7.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 2.6 ounces. In neck knife configuration with the sheath and chain, it weighs 3.6 ounces. Now, this knife has first thing you'll notice is a unique blade. It has a very sharp point for stabbing, and this blade was designed for slashing. Has thumb jimping right here. It also has a finger groove for your first finger, and then a groove here for your other 3 fingers to kind of lock it in, similar to the other Casper models. This knife has the holes in the handle to lighten the knife as well as give you an additional gripping surface. It also has a very well placed hole here at the end if you want to attach a lanyard to this knife. This knife comes with the J-hook sheath. It also has the holes for the stainless steel chain for neck knife carry. Now this knife was designed for self-defense. This knife has become a favorite with law enforcement and undercover operatives because of the shape of the blade. It has a very pointed design for penetration, and the straight edge is great for slashing. This is the Raider neck knife. Current retail price on this knife is $170. Has a blade length of 3.5 inches. Overall, it's 7¾ inches long. The knife itself weighs 3 ounces. With the sheath and the chain in the neck knife configuration, it weighs 4.1 ounces. Now, this knife has jimping in the thumb area. It has cutouts for the first and second finger. One of the unique things about this knife is the length of the handle. It's designed to be gripped with gloves. It's very long, goes through your whole hand. This knife also has holes in the handle. They serve 2 purposes. They lighten the knife as well as give you an additional gripping surface. Has a very well placed hole here in case you want to put a lanyard on this knife. These holes in the blade are just for decoration. Has a false edge over about 3/4 of the blade for good penetration capability. This comes with a J-hook sheath with the holes for neck knife carry with the included stainless steel chain. Now this is one of the largest neck knives from Crawford Knives. It is also a favorite among law enforcement due to its handle size and the ease of use with gloves. It is a great self-defense knife and can also be used as an emergency hunting knife or a small camp knife. This is the Mini Raider neck knife. Current retail price at this time is $170. This knife has a blade length of 2.5 inches. Overall, it's 5.5 inches long, not including the lanyard. This knife weighs 1.4 ounces. With the sheath and the chain in the neck knife configuration, it weighs 2.1 ounces. Now this knife is basically the same design as the Raider knife. It's just a smaller version. So this knife has the jimping in the thumb area, has the cutout for the first finger and then cutout for the other finger, Now this knife is smaller, so you can only get about 3 fingers on there, but that's why they've included the lanyard, so you can get a full purchase on that knife. The lanyard's also made out of paracord. You can use that in an emergency for some cordage. It also has the holes in the handle to lighten the knife, as well as give you an additional gripping surface. Has the decorative holes in the blade, and it also has the false edge for penetration. This comes with a standard neck knife sheath and the stainless steel chain. Now this knife is small enough to be easily carried around the neck or inside the pocket. It excels at small everyday jobs like opening boxes, letters, anything else that you need a knife to do. This is the Hangnail neck knife. Current retail price on this knife at this time is $135. Has a blade length of 2.5 inches. Overall it's 6.25 inches long. The knife itself weighs 1 ounce. With the sheath and the chain in the neck knife configuration, it weighs 1.7 ounces. Now this knife has jimping on the back for your thumb, and then it's just a smooth, thin handle with a round thing here. That's designed to slip over your pinky, and that does 2 things. First, it allows you to get a really good grip on that knife, and that knife now cannot be removed from your grasp. It also allows it to drop down and hang when you're doing other jobs with your hand and you want to keep your knife close at hand, and when you need it, you simply just move it back up into your hand. You won't drop your knife. It comes with a neck Kydex sheath and the stainless steel chain. Now this knife was designed after the old marble trout knife of the 1920s and 30s. It was originally designed with the finger loop for fishermen to clean their catch in the river to ensure that they wouldn't drop the knife into the water. Understandably, this knife is popular with fishermen today as well. It also makes a great self-defense and all-around utility knife. This is the Tanto neck knife. Current retail price at this time is $135. Has a blade length of 3 inches. Overall, the knife is 6.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 1.7 ounces. With the sheath and the chain, the neck knife configuration, it weighs 2.7 ounces. Now this knife has a Tanto blade. It's only ground about halfway up. This gives it really good strength and penetration capability with this point. The point is really strong on a Tanto knife. It has jimping in the thumb area, has a cutout for the first finger, and a good area cut out for the other 2 fingers. Now this knife has the holes in the handle. They serve 2 purposes. It lightens the knife as well as gives you an additional gripping surface. It also has a really well placed hole here for a lanyard if you want. This is a little bit smaller of a handle, so if you wanted to put a lanyard on there to get additional purchase on the knife, there are nice holes there to do that. This comes with the neck Kydex sheath and the stainless steel chain. Now this is Crawford's second best-selling neck knife. This knife is strong because the grind only goes halfway up the blade like we talked about. This makes it an excellent self-defense knife. This is the Triumph neck knife. Retail price currently on this knife is $165. Has a blade length of 3 inches. Overall this knife is 6.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 3 ounces. With the sheath and the chain and the neck knife configuration, it weighs 4 ounces. Now this knife has the Tanto blade design, which makes it very strong and a very good thrusting knife. This knife has jimping in the thumb area, has a cutout for the first 2 fingers to give it a very solid grip in the hand. This knife also has holes in the handle which serve 2 purposes. It lightens the knife as well as gives you an additional gripping surface. It also has a very well placed hole right here if you want to put a lanyard on it. As you can see, this knife fits your hand very well, but if you had a lanyard, it would give you just a little additional purchase on the end there. Now one of the unique features of this knife is the reverse curved blade right here. That makes it very good at slashing. Now this knife comes with the sheath with the J-hook for inside the waistband carry. It also has the holes in the stainless steel chain for neck knife carry. And then this knife also comes with the belt attachment for the sheath so that you can wear it outside your belt in a horizontal fashion. Now due to the Tanto blade design of this knife, it is very strong. Once again, the reverse curve blade design makes it ideal for slashing. With the versatility of the ways to carry this knife, it makes it an excellent self-defense knife. This is the titanium Triumph neck knife. Current retail price on this knife at this time is $240. Has a blade length of 3 inches. Overall, the knife is 6.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 1.8 ounces. With the sheath and the chain and the neck knife configuration, it weighs 3 ounces. This is the exact same knife as the Triumph knife made out of steel, but you get a 1.2 ounce weight savings. Now, first of all, this knife is made out of titanium, which gives it that weight savings. It also makes it very light and strong. It's rust resistant, and it's not affected by acid or harsh chemicals. Now, some of the disadvantages of titanium is it won't hold an edge as long. You can sharpen this knife just like a knife made out of steel, but it just won't hold the edges long. Now, this knife has the Tanto blade, which makes it very strong and good for thrusting. It has jimping in the thumb area, has a cutout for the first two fingers that give you a very good grip on this knife. It has holes in the handle that serve two purposes. It further lightens the knife, as well as gives you an additional gripping surface. This knife has a very well placed hole here at the end for lanyard. When you grip this knife, you have a very solid grip on this knife, but if you put a lanyard there, it'll just give you a little bit more purchase on the knife. One of the other unique features of this knife is the reverse curve blade design. That makes it very good for slashing. Now, this knife comes with the J-hook sheath, as well as the holes and the stainless steel chain for neck knife carry. It also comes with the belt clip for belt carry outside the pants. Now, due to the Tanto blade design of this knife, it's very strong. Once again, the reverse curve blade design makes it ideal for slashing. The versatility of the ways to carry this knife make it an excellent self-defense knife, and it's very light due to being made out of titanium, and you don't have to worry about it rusting or being affected by anything. This is the Teardrop Jewellery neck knife. Current retail value on this knife is $195. This knife has the old surface elephant ivory. Depending on what handle material, the knife price can vary. The blade on this knife is 3 inches long. Overall, the knife is 5.5 inches long. The knife itself weighs 1.3 ounces. With the sheath and the chain in the neck knife configuration, it weighs 2.1 ounces. Now, this knife has a drop point blade. It has a false edge that goes about halfway down the blade for make it a very sharp and good thrusting knife. This knife has jimping where the thumb and the first finger go so that you don't slide up over the blade. It's got a very nice rounded handle that fits in the hand very nice. Has a hole here in the back for a lanyard if you want to get some additional purchase. As you can see, that would give my little finger something to grab onto. This knife is finished in a jeweled finish, if you can see that. It still has the DLC coating, so it's very rust resistant, but it has a jeweled finish. This comes with the neck Kydex sheath. This particular knife, since it's a little fancier, has this pattern on the Kydex sheath that makes it a little bit fancier. Now, various exotic handle materials are available to make each knife a unique collector piece. The handles are on one side of the knife only, so that it lies flat when you're hanging it from your neck. The needle point blade is perfect for protection or other fine work. This knife makes an excellent gift for a lady. This is the Crawford credit card carabit knife. Current retail price on this knife is $59.95. Has a blade length of 1 3/4 inches. Overall, it's 3 3/4 inches long. Has a width of 2 inches, which is basically the same size as a credit card. This knife itself weighs 0.5 ounces. With the custom sheath, it weighs 0.8 ounces. Now, this knife is made out of titanium. It's anodized, which gives it that purplish blue finish. It's also jeweled, which gives it that little fancier look. The knife has holes cut throughout it, which serve to lighten the knife as well as give you an additional gripping surface. It's also a decorative look. This knife is designed for 2 fingers to fit through here. Your thumb goes here with some thumb jimping. Your other finger goes here. This gives you a very solid grip on this knife, and it can't be removed from your grasp. The blade is recurved, which makes it a very good slashing knife. Now, it comes with this sheath that simply covers the sharp portion of this. Now, what this is designed to do is you take this paracord and you tie it around a belt loop on your pants, and then you put this in your pocket. You can simply reach in, grab the knife, and as you pull this out, it'll pull the sheath off and you're ready to work. Now, this knife, as we said, is the same size as a credit card, so it'll fit in your credit card case or a wallet. It's purpose built to be a covert self-defense knife. It's light and thin, but very sharp and can be carried in the hand and not easily seen. The recurved blade design makes it great for slashing and self-defense work. One of the nice things about Crawford knives is that they give you so many different selections. If you want a knife for everyday use, if you want a fancier knife, if you want a combat knife, a fishing knife, whatever type of neck knife you're looking for, Crawford Knives has you covered. You want it made out of S30V steel, titanium, they've got something for you. They've even got the the credit card knife that'll go in your wallet. One of the great things about all of the knives that you see here and that we went over today is that all the surfaces are rounded and smoothed off. The finishes are very nice. The workmanship is incredible on these. They're very nice in the hand and comfortable. They don't bite or dig in anywhere. So if you're looking for a very high quality neck knife, please check out Crawford Knives.